Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to part two of our show. And today's theme is about cooking with fruit. Earlier on, we talked about making a pear and apple pie, and that's exactly what we did here today. And joining me in the studio now to discuss this, here's my trusted mate from the former broadcast. Oscar, good afternoon to you. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Barry. Appreciate being on the show again to talk about our lovely fruit and pear, apple and pear pies we made today.
And the secret to making a pear and apple pie, we said earlier that you must have good fruit. Here's my outsider. Click his opening sequence on this.
Yes, to make a lovely pear and apple pie or any sort of fruit dessert, you should have very fresh, good-looking fruit.
Now, to tell whether a pear is underripe, it is hard and green. Here's my outsider.
Yes, it is. It is hard and green, as Barry said, to see if the pear is ripe or not.
And don't eat underripe pears, because like we said earlier, they can make you pretty sick. Here's my outsider.
That's right, Barry. If you eat something that's got under or over its expiry date, you can get very unwell. So you want to make sure you're cooking with the fresh ingredients.
And the same with the apples too, guys. If the apples are rotten, bin them. Here's my outsider.
Yes, make sure the apples are fresh, and if they are rotten, if you have a compost bin, you can pop it in there, or just the garden. But yes, definitely have to get rid of those.
And the pastry, guys. If you're making a pastry for the pie, make sure that you use good ingredients and read the instructions properly on how to make it. Here's my outsider.
Yes, we had a lovely chef today who taught us how to make the pear and apple pies, and they made their own pastry from scratch. Isn't that right, Barry?
Yep, and what you gotta do, guys out there, is make sure that you preheat your oven to the right temperature before you are baking anything. Here's my outsider.
Yes, I agree with that too, Barry. You've got to preheat the oven so when you do put the ingredients into the oven's hot enough and ready to go.
And keep an eye on it as well. And if the pastry is browning or whatever it is you're baking in the oven is browning to quickly cover it with foil. Here's my outsider.
It's a very good suggestion, Barry. It's a very good technique. If it is heating up too quickly and the actual insides of the pie is not cooked yet, or you can either turn the oven down just a tad.
Now, always test, see if the pastry is cooked before you take it out. Because, hey, there's nothing worse than eating uncooked pastry. Here's my outsider.
Yes, as Barry said, you should make sure the pastry is fully cooked and quite flaky and light. It's not very nice to have uncooked pastry, and also you could get a bit unwell.
And you could end up where? Don't want to say it. In there.
In there.
And it could be a very sleepless night for you if you've eaten something that is bad. But despair not. This apple and pear pie, guys, why not look up the recipe for it and give it a go yourself. Here's my offside.
Yes, we can always send a link to where we found the recipe for this, but have a go yourself, of course, when you're all stuck at home. I think you should get into some baking and some cooking while you can't go out.
And speaking of cooking, we are starting a cooking program here in 2 Mondays' time. Not this Monday, but the one after. 20th of April is when we begin our first class. Here's my offside.
Yes, we're doing a cooking program here. I'll be there as well, so I can't wait, and I'm looking forward to it.
So the staff will be the two ladies from Cat and the man who is in the studio with me now. So get your aprons ready, guys. Tonight and we'll be cooking up a storm. Here's my offside.
Get your aprons ready and your cooking utensils ready to go. We'll be ready to go in 2 weeks' time.
So the rules are if you're cooking, guys, so in the kitchen, make sure that your work surfaces are clean and make sure that your chopping boards are clean and never use the same chopping boards. Here's my offside.
Mrs. Barrow is saying you want to make sure everything's nice and clean and sterile, and also you don't want to cross-contaminate anything that it can get into other foods and make you sick.
And also, once you're finished in the kitchen, guys, always make sure that you tidy the kitchen up, wash up, dry up, and make sure that all your appliances are turned off. Here's my offside.
Yes, whether you're in a share house or your family house, you want to make sure you've left the kitchen the way it was so the next person can use it.
And always decide what you are going to cook the next time around. Make up a cookbook. Here's my offside.
Yes, you can make up a nice cookbook for yourself out of your own recipes, or you can add some recipes that you've had before.
And tomorrow on the show, we'll be talking about spaghetti bolognese. So we'll be telling you how to make that as well, and we'll be discussing on what to do with the leftover spaghetti bolognese too. So if you like spaghetti bolognese, ladies and gentlemen, let us know down below. Here's my offside.
Yes, spaghetti bolognese can be cooked in many different ways and many different tastes. So we'd love to hear what's your favourite homemade spaghetti bolognese recipe.
And throughout, and we're halfway through week 2 of the lockdown, so plenty of good recipes to come. And to finish up the show today, that apple and pear pie, guys, go on, get some good apples, good pears, and get baking because you will love it. Here's my offside.
Yes, we will have a taste test later on today, but I think you'll love it. It's a good family fun activity, and you get to make something amazing.
And we'll be talking about the meatloaf as well in the coming weeks and what to do with vegetables. So that's all coming up on the show within coming weeks. To close the show today, an encouraging message. the one that I opened the show with today. Please be there for one another, support one another. Well, you can't comfort one another, and no hugging or kissing or shaking hands, but you can offer them support. Here's my offside.
Yeah, so I'll just say what Barry said as well. Just keep the distance away, and we're all there for each other, not to fight against each other.
And also to close the show today, like I mentioned before, don't be an idiot and call 000 if you haven't got an emergency, because 000 guys is there for real emergencies. So we'd like to close the show by saying that, and also Good Friday, so we won't be on air on Good Friday, and we'll be back with you on Tuesday. We'll be taking a break from the show for a couple of days, and then we'll be back on air to bring you another show, and also we'll be discussing why it is taking so long for this coronavirus to go. So plenty more videos coming up on the show for you in the next coming weeks, or correction, plenty more videos coming up for you in the next couple of weeks. And also, there is some good news. The Easter Bunny will be coming on Sunday for the kids. And here's my offsider now with his closing message.
Just like to say, stay safe, everyone. And as Barry said, Easter is still going to happen. Just stay at home. Don't go out. Don't try and go out and see friends and those sort of things. You've got to think about the wider community, not just yourselves.
And remember, don't flout the rules, guys, because there will be serious consequences. And a $1,100 fine and 6 months in, you remember the show, Prisoner? Well, you'll be behind the bars, not in front of them. So really, do be prepared for your consequences. Here's my offside to take us out with that message.
Yes, as Barry said, there's quite a hefty fine, and also you could go to prison. And if you have seen Prisoner, you will be on the inside of the bars, not the outside.
So the time is 20 minutes to 2. We'd like to thank you for joining us today, and I will be back later on this evening with one of my offsiders to give you the full wrap up and what's coming up in the next couple of days here. We are still operating, but unable to travel anyway. So on that note, guys, thanks for your company on this Wednesday. We'd like to say now, on behalf of all the team, the entire team at Oceania, we wish you a very good afternoon. And here's my offsider to say his farewell right now.
Like I said, have a very good afternoon. Thank you for joining us for the 2 segments. And as Barry said, he'll be back this afternoon, a bit later on this evening. And hopefully I'll be back on the show tomorrow.
And tomorrow on the show, we've got a breakfast idea, spaghetti bolognese. So stay tuned, guys. plenty more to come up on the show, and to all to everyone else in isolation at this moment, the message that my upsider and I would like to give to you is we're all in this together. Hang in there. It won't last forever. So just be patient. And this is where I'd like to finish the show by saying we're all in this together. Work as a team. And remember, sanitize your hands, guys. Have a little bottle of this in your bag or in your car. And don't forget to disinfect everywhere, like your bathroom bench, your kitchen, your everywhere. Even your bed, your cupboards, everywhere. And on that night, guys, time to say farewell to you guys watching out there now. And I'll see you later this evening, around 7 with my other offsiders. So from Oscar and I now, we wish you a very good afternoon, and I will see you later this evening. But from us now, good afternoon, and thanks for watching for Wednesday, April the 8th. Have a good afternoon, everybody.